So I just finished this build. It's a background kit. It is from Foscale Models, but it was part of their Kit of the Month Club, which no longer exists. So if you paid for an entire year, you would receive a small kit in the mail every month for a year. This happened to be the October 2021 kit. So you can see the only thing I changed were the colors. And I added some details like this, all of the rooftop pipes, this little vent. Now this went so quick and I just had so much fun building it that I thought I'm going to do another one. So I found this one. It was the November kit for 2021. Now this one, we're definitely going to make some changes. Well, I didn't realize, I thought that the other side was the same thickness as that side. And it's not. So you can see here, it's a triangle. The other side is thicker. It had a door. Let me see if I can find a picture of the right here. It had a door and a window. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I have these walls. Now, you can buy these on the Foscale Models website. And you can buy this lower section just like this, and then you can buy this top section. So as you can see, I just glued them together, put some bracing down the back. Now what you have to do though is go to Tichy Train Group and buy the windows and doors. Easy enough. Measure the openings, go to the Tichy website, and buy the correct size windows that fit. So I do have all of the windows that fit for this. Now they have Foscale Models offers other wall sections, and some of them have different size windows. So not all the windows are the same, so make sure that you measure before you place your order for the windows. But what we're going to do is I may add some thickness to this by just cutting some wood like that. Same with up here. But we're going to put this in front. So let me see if I can show you. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold it, but you'll see that there's one garage door. And then on this side, this is going to be a little bit of an angle because this wall is a little bit thicker. I cut off the big garage door that was on that side wall and shortened it. And that'll stick out like that. The sidewalls over here will probably be a little bit thicker than the sidewalls over here, so that the whole thing sits at an angle up against the wall. It was probably all confusing, but we'll just go ahead and build it and you'll see when I do it. This kit here, that sidewall had a garage door. So there are the big doors that go on that. Now, because I cut that off, I can now use those doors, those big doors, right here. Okay, everything is braced. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spray these walls with a khaki color that is a flat. Let me show you the can. So here is the spray paint. And all of the doors and windows and trim will be this reddish brown color. Okay, I almost forgot. I needed to cut my sidewalls. So I have a sidewall there, a sidewall there, and that's the same thickness as this sidewall for this. Now, this sidewall is a little bit thicker, as you can see. So I took the same measurement and made these that same thickness. Now I just got to cut the length. Make sure the clapboard siding is going the correct direction. As you can see, I didn't try to cut that all in one cut. I think I did it 4 times. That gives you a nice, smooth, straight cut. Okay, that goes on the bottom. And this will be the top. Okay, now I've already added nail holes. I don't know if you can see. I need to add nail holes to these. And I'm just using a Pounce wheel. I can put a link in the description below the video for these. So I just do each edge and then put one in the center. So I come in about, close to a 1/16 of an inch, maybe a little shorter. And then again, we'll put one right down the center. Okay, now we also need to brace the back of these. Okay, now it's time to paint all of these pieces. Okay, everything is painted and it's all dry. Now, if I can find my blade here. I'm going to lift some of these boards. I laid this on here so that I don't need to lift any of the boards in this area, because that'll be covered. And then after I'm done, we're going to put a stain over the walls. Okay, I lifted a bunch of the boards, and I'm also just scraping off some of that paint right on the edge of the boards. That way the stain will color the edges. And you know what? We'll probably even... where is my wire brush? I'll find my wire brush and we'll do some scraping too on it. Okay, I stained all of the walls. I'm trying a different stain today. I'm using swamp rot. It's a brownish color that has a green tint to it. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but I darkened the bottom. I went up I started heavier at the bottom and then just sort of faded it out as there was less in my brush, and then just sort of almost dry brushed. So you get a little fade, and I used Ocean Depth. Now I just took murky brown and went along the very bottom of everything. So again, I sprayed the walls with a khaki spray paint flat, then went over the entire wall, top to bottom, with swamp rot, sorry. Then I went up about halfway with Ocean Depths, then just the very bottom of everything with murky brown. I really, really like the way this looks. It's a different technique for me. I haven't done this before, so it's exciting. I like trying new techniques. I just took the murky brown stain and actually did some weathering. Went in where there was some broken boards, went over some of the nail holes. You have to be careful. You don't want stripes. You don't want to go over all of the nail holes, but just some of them, just to highlight it so the stain goes in those little holes. And again, the broken boards. But it's kind of fun to do some weathering with the stains. Okay, so I apologize because I worked on this in the middle of the night and I completely forgot to record. But I just simply spray painted the windows and the corner trim and this trim, all with a reddish brown primer. Then with the windows, I took iced coffee from Folk Art and a sponge and sponged over the doors and windows. Now I need to do that on the corner trim. So let's do that quick. Always start off going really light. And we'll do the trimmer on the top. Now I took some of the 1/8 inch bracing and I put a piece there just to support the rooftop, and here and here. Now I've already got them cut. I'll show you quick. Okay, so what I need to do is paint the underside just around the edge and the very edge to match the trim. And then we'll put black tar paper on the roof. Well, let's see, then we have to put in our doors. This needs to be raised up on a concrete foundation with a concrete loading dock right here. And we're going to cut that out of styrofoam. But let's get the structure finished first. Okay, I just simply took the shapes, the rooftops, and then cut the shape out of black construction paper. So we'll get those glued on, and then we'll weather these a little bit and then glue them in place. So I'm just doing some dry brushing with slate gray. Any light gray will work. Okay, let's get these glued in place. I tap it like that to smear out the glue, just kind of spread it out evenly. That way it doesn't all ooze out underneath it. Well, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the front edge of this. Or the back edge, I guess. I put arrows on the bottom to tell me that that's the side that goes up against the building. And after that glue dries, we'll take some dark brown or even black pastel chalk and just put it right in that little corner there, just to show some dirt collecting. Okay, now let's get the top glued on. Okay, now we're going to work on the signs. And I'm just using a dark brown and a sponge, and we're going to add a little bit of rust. Now we'll take some rust colored pastels and do a little bit of streaking on there. Now let's get a brand new blade, and then we'll carefully cut these out. Okay, real quick, I'll show you on this one. Just take a dark brown marker. Any dark brown marker will do. And just drag it across the edge on all four sides. And then if you want to, kind of just hold it there a little bit in the corners. Let it bleed into the paper. Now that one gets glued on here. And then there's these supports. That get glued behind it. And it's going to go on that rooftop right there. Okay, let me get these cut out, and then I'll get these glued on, and then we'll come back and work on the foundation, the concrete foundation. Okay, I've got all the details glued on. Okay, now I just cut a piece of styrofoam and I cut it slightly bigger than what it needs to be. So now I can mark it and better cut this. I'm just deciding the shape, if it should be. I think that's too far. Oh, I have to think about this. see. We have stairs coming down. Let me grab one of the steps. Okay, now we'll quick paint this to look like concrete. And I just very lightly went over the edges quick. Okay, we're using slate gray and desert sand. Half and half. If it's too much tan for you and you like your concrete a little bit more gray, just simply add some more gray. I am getting so low on this slate gray. Need to get some more. And don't ever worry about getting it mixed perfect every time. Concrete looks different because it's poured at different times. It's going to be close, and to the viewer, they're not going to know. It's all going to look the same color to them. So don't worry if it's not quite half and half. Gotta get our model and see. Alright, just dipping my brush in water so it's wet. It's got the color, but it's very wet. And that's just gonna soak into all the little holes and cracks and okay, we'll set this to the side and let it dry. Okay, as you can see, it is finished. Let me take the camera off and give you a little closer look. And then we'll take both of these over to the layout and find a home for them. Okay, I placed them on the layout and they're way back there. Now, these wall pieces are also from Foscale Models, the same as the wall pieces I used for that one. So we will make these, we'll add sides to them. That one will probably get maybe a 1/2 inch on this side, but maybe as much as 3 inches on the other side. So it's really going to be like a triangle. Now eventually there will be trees all in between these, and there'll be an entire tree line along that back wall, much like these trees right here. Now you'll notice there's a track up there. That track runs back there in front of those buildings, keeps going behind that building right there, comes out right there in loops. And it'll either go back there, but what I've been considering lately is when it comes out and starts to loop, it crosses right here. And then we cut out a little section right here of rock so it's flat, and that track comes right back there. So the loop is right there. And that loop would be 30 inches wide. Just like this loop here. That's 2.5 feet wide. This track right here, this loop, came off of my old layout, and I ran trains on it all the time and never had a problem with it. So I think I'm just going to make that same exact loop on the other side. So again, it comes out right there and loops and goes right there. Now there's going to be a bridge, and it's going to cross this water, and the bridge may be like this bridge right here with tall pillars going down. I need to extend this pier so that this building sits right there. And then of course we'll put a roof on it. Now, if you remember, I had a building right here. Had another platform with a building, and it was a little gas station for boats. I moved it right here. Now I'll have to finish there's a platform and stairs that come down to this. With that structure there, this side is almost completed. We have to still put in some pilings. I need to glue all of these details in place. I need to paint that boat. Finish this over here. put in some rocks and grass. There's stairs that come down to another dock right here. And then eventually we'll have to texture the water. I may build another structure and another little dock over here, but half the size of what was sitting here, and it'll be a triangle shape. All right, that's all the time we have for today. A huge thank you to all of my Patreon members. You guys are incredible. And I enjoy posting to Patreon every morning while I've been working on these background structures. I've posted progress photos on my Patreon page. So if you'd like to get a look behind the scenes and watch me working on different projects for the layout, consider becoming a Patreon member. And I'll put the address at the bottom of the screen for you. All right, well, until next time, stay motivated and happy modeling, everyone.